Good morning, boys and girls. I am with you for another math video today, and we're going to be doing lesson 143. This is page 285 in your math workbook. So if you'll turn to that page, that would be great. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put the first problem up that we're going to do. We're going to actually do number 5 on page 285. 1 through 4 are fine. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, there's just a few things there that are going to be a little harder for me to go over with you on video without some of the materials that we use at school and just being able to give and take with questions and answers back and forth. So I'm going to skip numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's not going to affect how well you learn this particular concept. So you're welcome again, as I mentioned before, to do that part with your parents and or even try it on your own. That's totally up to you. But I'm going to start with number 5. Number 5 is 12 times 6. Okay? I mentioned yesterday in our math video yesterday that that in the next video that you would see something a little different and see the reason why we're going to multiply starting at the bottom and going up. Yesterday you probably thought that was crazy and didn't understand why, but today I think you'll be able to see better why we're going to do that. We're going to start in the ones place just like we always do. 6 times 2 is 12. Well, all of a sudden we are into the problems now where we cannot put 12 in the ones place because remember we only can put one digit into each place. So we're going to put the 2 in the ones place and we're going to carry the 1. The difference now from what you've done all along is we're not going to do these two numbers first because that will make our answer incorrect. We're going to multiply first 6 times 1, which is 6, and then I'm going to put a plus sign here because I want you to remember that 6 times 1 is 6, but now we're going to add that 1 plus 1 equals 72. Okay? So the reason why we're multiplying from the bottom is because if we add that 1 plus 1, and then try to multiply, we're going to have a wrong answer, okay? So we want to multiply 6 times 1, multiply, because there's our multiplication sign, but then we're going to add that number that we carried. We had to carry that from the ones place to the tens place. So it gets added. It does not get multiplied, all right? So 12 times 6 equals 72. Again, that might sound like crazy, but the more you do it, the more you're going to understand it, and it's going to become second nature to you. But since it's very new, it's going to take a while to get these new procedures as a part of habit and when you do your problems. Okay, let's look at number 6. 16 times 3. Okay, again, as always, we're going to start in the ones place, but let's just multiply from the bottom up. Even though, remember, in the ones place, if you multiply from the top down, you're going to get the same answer because factors in a multiplication problem can be put in any order and you're still going to get the same answer. But to keep us in the habit of thinking up, let's go ahead and multiply 3 times 6. And 3 times 6 is 18. We cannot put 18 in the ones place. So just like we've always done, 18 is the answer. We're putting 8 here because 8 is in the ones place there. We're going to put it in the ones place here. Okay, just remember that. I'm going to erase that. So we'll put the 8 there and carry the 1. Okay, instead of doing like we normally do in addition, we start adding. We're not going to do that yet because we're still multiplying. 3 times 1 is 3. And for now, I'm going to add that little plus sign so you'll know once you multiply 3 times 1, then you need to add that 1 that was carried over to the tens place to make 4. Okay? So 16 times 3 is 48. If you need to pause the video so that you have time to write this down, feel free to do that. I want to give you enough time, but I may be going a little fast. Okay? Okay, let me go ahead and do number 7. Okay, number 7. In fact, I'm going to scoot number 7 over. That way I can leave it up there when I do number 8. 13 times 5. Okay, again, what place are we going to start in, everybody? Yep, you got it, the ones place. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, We're only going to put the 5 there because we can't put 2 digits in one place. So we'll put the 5 there and carry the 1. Okay, back to multiplication because that's what we're doing. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 1 that we carried equals 6. So 13 times 5 equals 65. I'm going to go ahead and leave that one up there just for a second. Okay, number 8, 36 times 2. Okay, we're going to start in the ones place. 2 times 6 equals 12. We're just going to put the 2 there. You cannot put 2 digits in one place, and we'll carry that 1. But we're going to go back to multiplying. 2 times 3 equals 6, plus the 1 that we carried equals 7. 36 times 2 equals 72. I'm going to give you just a second to write those down or copy those down if that's what you're doing. I would encourage you with these lessons this week to make sure that you either have your parent or an older brother or sister or grandma nearby to help you if you're struggling with it, or if you feel confident and you're doing it with ease, then it would be great to make sure one of your older siblings or parents checks the work, okay? All right, let's go ahead and take 7 down and 8 down. All right, and we'll go on to number 9. Number 9 is 25 times 3. Okay, again, we'll start in the ones place. Starting at the bottom, 3 times 5 is 15. I'm going to carry that 1, but we're going to go back and multiply before we add. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 that was carried equals 7. 25 times 3 equals 75. Okay. Number 10. 17 times 3. Okay, we're going to start in the ones place. 3 times 7. Call out the answer. I can't hear you. 3 times 7 is 21. So we're going to put the 1 here, because remember, 21 looks like this. Don't get that turned around and make it a 12. This is the number you're going to put here, 1, and then you're going to carry a 2 this time, okay? You're going to carry a 2 because this is the number that has to be carried, all right? Let's go back to multiplying. 3 times 1 equals 3, plus the 2 that we carried equals 5. So 17 times 3 equals 51. Again, if you have any questions, today we'll be having a Google Meet. When you watch this video, it should be a Tuesday. So write down those questions, even write down a problem that you particularly want to see, because I won't go back over these problems during our Google Meet. I may go over some of the problems on the back side of this page, because those are the ones you'll be doing on your own. That way we can check some of our answers, okay? All right, let's take 9 and 10 down. You guys are doing awesome, I can tell. I'm feeling the vibe. Hope you're feeling the vibe too. Okay, number 12 is 28 times 3. Right, again, you can see how our multiplication memorization helps out as we get into these problems that you're multiplying more numbers. 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, so we're going to put the 4 there and carry the 2. Once again, that's because here's what 24 looks like. This is always the number that's going to go in the ones place, because this number is in the ones place. This is the number that you're going to carry. Okay, so 3 times 2 equals 6, plus 2 equals 8. Okay, so 28 times 3 equals 84. Okay, number 13. 19 times 4. Same, as you can see, the same thing over and over. The more you do it, the more you're going to get that repetition, and you're going to be able to get right through these. Okay, starting in the ones place like always. 4 times 9 is, do you got it? I hear it. 36. Okay, the 6 is going to be put in the ones place because it's in the ones place in the number 36. We're going to carry a 3. Okay, back to multiplying. 4 times 1 equals 4, plus 3 equals 7. So 19 times 4 equals 76. Okay. One more of these, and then we'll read the story problem on this page together. Okay, number 14 is the last one on the front side of this page. Number 14 is 17 times, does that say 9? Yes. Okay, 17 times 9. A little higher multiplication, all right. 9 times 7, all right, think about that one. 9 times 7, yep, I hear it, 63. So the 3 is going to go here. We're going to carry a 6 this time, all right. Let's multiply. 9 times 1 equals 9, plus 6. It's a little higher addition this time. 9 plus 6 equals 15, okay. All right, so your answer, 17 times 9, is 153. And if you want to check your answers at home with a calculator, you can do that. Just don't do the work ahead of the time with the calculator, because you want to do the work yourself. And again, I'd rather you check your work through your parents than a calculator. But if you're by yourself and you want to see if you got the right answer, I don't mind at all if you use your calculator, because this is about learning. We want you to feel good that you're getting the right answers. Okay? All right. The last problem on the front side of this page is a story problem. Kara and Susan baked 4 kinds of cookies. They baked 15 of each kind. How many cookies did the girls bake? All right, looking at the question there at the end of the story problem is how many cookies did the girls bake? Which means we're looking for a total. When we look for a total, we're either going to add or multiply. In this case, since we've got 4 kinds of cookies and then 15 of each kind, we're going to multiply. We're not going to add. So we're going to take the 15 of each kind, all right? And then we're going to multiply that times the 4 kinds of cookies that they made. And they've given you workspace there, so you can write this in that workspace. And again, same as the section above, 4 times 5 is 20. So we're going to put the 0 in the ones place and carry the 2. Let's multiply before we do anything with that 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So 15 times 4 equals 60. All right. 60 cookies actually should be the right answer for this because of it being a story problem. All right, that's all for this video, boys and girls. I hope that this is, oops, excuse me, sorry about my video thing. I hope this is getting into your mind and becoming easy and fun for you. And we will talk about it again today at our Google Meet. Thanks, boys and girls.